And topping our stories right here on ANF Plus, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation has now identified the man accused of shooting and killing a Roswell police officer at a shopping center. This has been our top story on AtlantaNewsFirst.com, Atlanta News First Plus. All of our platforms really left the community of Roswell shaken. Well, if you aren't familiar with what happened, a Roswell police officer was shot and killed just last night, Friday night, according to police. It happened at a shopping center at 1425 Market Boulevard, according to police. Roswell police said that officers responded to the scene around 7 o'clock last night in response to a call about a suspicious person. An officer then found the suspect, now identified by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation as 23-year-old Edward Espinoza, found in the parking lot near the Ace Pickleball Club. According to police, the suspect shot the officer multiple times. That officer was rushed to a nearby hospital, but unfortunately doctors could not save him, and he later died. Espinoza was immediately taken into custody. He is now facing charges of murder, aggravated assault against a law enforcement officer, and weapons charges, Fulton County jail records show. As of this morning, the officer has still not been identified, but we're working to gather that information in honor of the fallen officer. The police department has lowered its flags to half staff at its law enforcement center. Of course, the incident prompting an outpouring of condolences from officials and other law enforcement departments as well. The GBI continuing to investigate this shooting. Our Blake Devine has more.
We've heard from Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, along with other police departments, sending their sympathies. Right here at the Roswell Police Department, flags are currently flying at half staff as people have even stopped by, laying down flowers and even a letter for the family of the fallen officer. Friday night, our cameras captured this steady stream of police cars escorting the Roswell police officer who lost his life out of the Wellstar North Fulton Medical Center. He had been rushed to the hospital after sustaining several gunshot wounds. This is the first line-of-duty death for a police officer in Georgia thus far this year. It's also the first time in nearly 40 years that a Roswell police officer has lost their life in the line of duty. Reporting in Roswell, Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
And regarding that story, I do want to let you know, before we move on to the next story, I do want to let you know that at 6 o'clock tonight, just a short time from now, that's less than 90 minutes from now, we are expecting to hear from the mayor of Roswell. Obviously, you know, this community is so shaken following the killing of this Roswell police officer. We are going to bring you that press conference when it happens live at 6 p.m. right here on Atlanta News First Plus. Again, we are expecting to hear from the mayor of Roswell following this tragedy, the killing of a Roswell police officer. In other news that we're following, let's get to this story out of East Point right now, where a man accused of sexual assault and breaking into homes has now been arrested by police. Jekhez Walker is accused of several recent burglaries in the Heritage Park subdivision. Police say his crimes escalated to sexual assault on New Year's Eve. An East Point City Council person spoke with us before the arrest was announced. Let's listen.
Can you imagine the fear that you have waking up in the middle of the night and someone's in your home?
Yeah, really a frightening situation. The Fulton County Sheriff's Office also assisted in apprehending the suspect using its fugitive squad to help capture this man. All right, let's talk about measles. 2 more measles cases have now been confirmed in Atlanta. So we're told that both of these cases were reported just last month in January. The State Department of Health says both patients are family members. All 3 were not vaccinated. So last year, 6 cases were reported in the state, but again, now 2 more measles cases have now been confirmed in the city of Atlanta. Okay, let's talk about now an effort to really help folks with Alzheimer's. And specifically, Georgia lawmakers want more training to help find those who go missing and who may be battling Alzheimer's or dementia. Atlanta News First reporter Abby Kasoris explains the proposed course.
A sea of purple at the state capitol. Gannon Murphy says his dad is one of the roughly 200,000 people in Georgia with Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia. There's not a minute of the day he doesn't worry about him. And interact with a patient, alternatives to physical restraints, and ways to identify abuse or neglect.
It's different because the person that you're dealing with, that you're trying to find, their brain is gone. I mean, it can be gone. It's rotted. That's what it does. It rots.
John Clark runs a very specialized search and rescue team, one with scent kits to store a person's odor and canines trained to immediately start their search. Those tools save them time. In Metro Atlanta alone, 4 people died after wandering off in November and December.
I don't think all of them should have died. As that's my opinion, I think they could have been saved.
Clark says training could help save lives. The bill would require that the Georgia Peace Officers Standards and Training Council work with the Division on Aging Services to come up with the coursework. In Atlanta, I'm Abby Casores.
And this weekend, we are celebrating the life of the first Black woman elected to Fairburn's City Council. The funeral for Frankie May Arnold was yesterday. She was 95 years old when she passed. Atlanta News First anchor Sean Gables takes us through her life and her lasting legacy.
She wanted to be that voice for the African American community.
Frankie May Arnold was more than just a history maker.
I got to know Miss Frankie when I was 10 years old because she worked in the cafeteria and she served me my lunch every day.
She was also a beloved Fairburn resident.
Little did I know I would have a relationship with her my entire life.
In 1995, a mere 30 years ago, Arnold became the first African American female elected to Fairburn City Council.
I loved watching her at City Council because she could persuade just about anybody to do anything.
But it was fate that fueled a moment that Arnold reminisced about frequently.
Some way, Miss Frankie got through all the security of the FBI, Secret Service, and was in the line hugging Bill Clinton. They still don't know how she got through all the security because she did not have the badge that would have allowed her to be on that section. But Miss Frankie made it down there to hug Bill Clinton.
Throughout her lifetime, Arnold's contributions were recognized. A fire truck currently bears her name. And then there's the Frankie May Arnold stage in Fairburn City Square.
She was able to do stuff with a high school education only. She wanted the city to look at both sides of, all sides of people that were here.
Her legacy, though, is her family.
How she loved all of us.
Arnold was a loyal wife for 65 years and a true mama bear. 7 children, 3 biological, 4 adopted.
And she brought them into the house and loved them. They're not adopted. They are our brothers and sisters.
Frankie May Arnold, a trailblazer, politician, wife, mother, advocate, and friend.
She never met a stranger.
Miss Frankie, that name is going to live on. Her saying every day was, "Glad to see you, honey bunch."
Sean Gables,
I love you.
Atlanta News First.
And she will certainly be remembered, her legacy living on. I just want to remind everyone, just before we turn you back over to Local News Live, that we are expecting a press conference a short time from now at 6 p.m. from the mayor of Roswell following the killing of a Roswell police officer. And as I mentioned to you at the top of this newscast, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation has now identified the man accused of shooting and killing a Roswell police officer at a shopping center just last night. Again, the mayor of Roswell expected to deliver a press conference with more information, more response to exactly what happened. That's coming up at 6 p.m. We will be carrying it live right here on ANF Plus. For now, back to Local News Live.